You're watching Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney, Southwest Florida's retirement television. He's an author, a radio host, a fiduciary, and Southwest Florida's premier investment advisor. Here is Senior Investment Advisor Eric Kearney.
Hello and welcome to Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney. I'm Wendy Falk and with me today is Eric Kearney. Eric, how are you?
I'm great, Wendy. How are you?
I'm great. How are things going down in Southwest Florida?
Things are going great, actually. We are very busy as ever.
Yes.
It's been incredibly busy, and yeah, we're staying very busy.
I know, I've seen that. You've got lots going on, and you know, it's a crazy time, but you guys your clients are weathering the storm because you had them ready for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were ready for this. I mean, this has been a very difficult year for a lot of people. I want to say thank you to my staff, too, because they've done a tremendous job with everything. I mean, they really have stayed on top of everything. And yeah, it's been a difficult year, but, you know, we have been prepared for this. These are the tumultuous waters that we know that we're going to enter into. I mean, you know, you're not always going to have a smooth sail. And there's going to be some times where you get into some rough waters. And I think people now more than ever want a captain that they can depend on to get them through that.
Right.
And I think right now, more than ever, investors are tired of investment advisors who are not 100% focused on their own goals.
Yes.
And so that's what we're seeing out there. And we're seeing people come in and give us a call and saying, Eric, we need to come in and see you. And this is what we're trying to do for them.
Well, let's talk a minute about your portfolio recovery strategy booklet that you have written.
Yep.
It's beautifully done. Pictures, Southwest Florida. You can't beat those pictures.
Right.
And tell us, I believe we've talked about this in our last show. People can actually receive a complimentary copy of this. Is that correct?
Yeah, we made it available to people because we know that people are kind of in tumultuous times right now. And so if you go on our website to erickearneyadvisor.com, you're able to download it right off of our website. And I'll tell you, I mean, during the week, we've had multiple downloads day and night, but on the weekends, it's about 4 times that.
Oh, yeah.
So we're really seeing a lot of people download that, and then they're giving us a call, or some people are going right on our website and setting an appointment right from there.
Well, as I said, it's beautifully done, and I can't believe you're giving it away, that it's complimentary. Well, Eric, let's talk about this. It's important to know some basic information about your retirement and income plan.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
More than just basic information. You give your clients way more than just basic information. You're completely transparent, and they know what's going on. They come in and you build this income plan with them.
Right.
So we're going to talk about 8 critical questions to know that you need to answer about your plan.
Right.
Let's start with number 1. What is my average annual return for the past 1, 3, and 5 years? What can you tell me about that?
So you really do need to know your rate of return. And I kind of like doing this show because there's a lot of firms right now, they don't want their clients to understand what their past 3 and 5 year rate of return is. Now, while we know that long-term returns are the only ones that matter, long-term is not where we live.
Right.
And so we live in this choppy, tumultuous time right now, and that's when people are worried and upset about their finances.
They're scared. People are anxious about this.
100%.
It's scary.
Yeah, and we're seeing this, but we also know how to fix it, Wendy. And so we're being very transparent. We always have been with our clients, but now what we're doing is we're educating the new potential clients that come in. You have to know what your past rates of return have been. You have to know what your withdrawal rate is that's going to be safe to get you all throughout retirement. So you have to know what your 3 and 5 year rate of return is. The bottom line is, if your 3-year rate of return is very poor in a bull market, your 5-year return is going to suffer. If you do nothing with that to your portfolio to make any changes, your 10-year will suffer.
Yes.
And that's lost opportunity that you'll never get back. And in the meetings, I'm pretty laid back, but when it comes to wealth management, because that's my baby, I don't pull any punches, and I'm very blunt. And I'm like, your 3 and 5 year numbers are not good. They're way off the benchmarks. And the problem is that you have lost opportunity. You can't make that back up. So what are we going to do from here? This is where the portfolio recovery strategy fits in. And people are like, geez, Eric, you know, I can't believe that you've already had this in place. Yeah, we have a lot of tools in our arsenal, and I'm ready to pull them out, whatever the market hands me. I realize that the market's going to go up, the market's going to go down, and the market's going to go sideways. And I have to be prepared for all of my clients to get through retirement. I'm not just getting into this industry and hoping for a 15-year bull market run or a 20-year bull market run. But now there's a lot of advisors who really don't know what to do because they don't know how to manage money. And they're afraid to let their clients know what their actual rates of return have been. We're not. And by the way, we use GIPS verified numbers. So if you back test all these, we're showing them what their actual numbers were. And we're very proud of our rates of return. And that's why people are coming to us. So I'm very happy for what we've done for our clients. And this is why we're very busy. And so, I mean, with the election coming up, you still have this coronavirus, you have a possible recession. We're ready for the rest of this year, and I'm actually excited about it because in times like this, we help more people than in a strong bull market run. And
that's what you do well at Retirement Wealth Advisors. The people that you are helping, we're ready for this. You're very proactive in your practice, and this portfolio recovery strategy is amazing, and I know they appreciate it and they think, wow, I'm sure they're really happy that you're their advisor. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. This is literally what gets me out of bed in the morning. When I can actually put somebody in a better financial position, that's what I'm all about. People come in and they're like, oh, Eric, I don't have as much money as your big clients, or I may not be your biggest client. I don't care about that anymore. I'm so past the numbers. I want to make sure that we're respectful of your money, that when you come in with your portfolio, I understand how hard you worked for it. I understand that you sacrificed for this. We want to respect your money and build a portfolio and give you the very best lifestyle that we possibly can. That's all we really care about. I don't care about the numbers. And so the bottom line is that somebody says, oh, well, tell me about your big clients. I don't know. They get the same service as everybody else does, right? They get the same videos out every month. I want to care about everyone. The funny thing is that one of my clients came into me a long time ago. I'm kind of getting off track here, but she was just a grandmother, and she had $100,000, and she had a little pension, a little Social Security. She's like, Eric, all I need is $5,000 a year. And so we took her on because I knew that the bank that she was at, they just kept charging her fees, and she was going through her principal. Wendy, she's still with us today, and I take care of her account. She gets her $500 a month. Her account is still in good shape, and she's like, Eric, thank you so much. She doesn't care about the wealth management side. She doesn't care about the sophisticated portfolio. Her biggest thing in her financial plan was, I want to help raise my grandchildren. That's her lifestyle. And I want to respect that. And so I think about that all the time. I think about how happy I am that we're able to help her, And so again, it's not about the dollar signs. It's really about building that lifestyle, making sure that you're going to be okay. And when you get into tumultuous waters, you know that you're going to be okay. That's what makes you such a great advisor. You actually get to know your clients. They come in, you sit down with them, and you want to know about their life. I mean, we've talked about, I say, oh, well, who's that? Oh, they're great people. They've got so many grandkids. And I'm like, oh, well, you really do know about these people. They become like your family. They really do. I mean, people write in, they text, hey, we're going to a ball game with our kids, or we're going on a trip, or whatever that is. I love to read that stuff, and I respond to every single one. I mean, this is what life is about. And so, some of us wake up on Friday and it's a blur. Before we know it, it's Friday. And you have to have mindfulness in that time, and you really have to enjoy your lifestyle because it does fly by so fast. We're doing the same thing, but again, we want to make sure that whole lifestyle, we're covering all those bases, and making sure that our fast-paced lifestyle is still on track. Well, Eric, we're going to need to go to a short break. So why don't you tell the next 10 callers what they will receive when they call in? So if you've never had a portfolio analysis and you're really looking for a second opinion, give us a call today. We're going to do a personal financial blueprint. We're going to run all of the reports. You're going to know more about your portfolio than you've ever known before. We're going to get you reacquainted with that portfolio. We're going to run all the reports, the fee reports, the Morningstar reports, a tax analysis, maybe even a volatility analysis. Let's get you reacquainted with that portfolio. Let's see where that plan takes you. Let's see where that plan leads you. If you're interested in your very own income stream, we'll introduce you to a retirement income stream that will turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we want to take all the guesswork out of financial planning, so give us a call at 1-800-779-1942. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, Uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams?
Questions about your retirement are normal. So come into our office, sit down with us, and let us help you find those answers.
Eric and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you.
We specialize in helping people just like you prepare for the retirement that they've always dreamed of.
They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy.
What I enjoy most about retirement planning is sitting down with you and having real conversations about your retirement dreams and goals.
Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement.
Retirement doesn't have to be scary. Let us help you retire confidently.
Because every dream needs a plan. Call Eric today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
Eric and I are so happy that you joined us again. Eric, let's continue on with our questions.
Yes.
This is the next one. What is the appropriate benchmark for my portfolio, and have I done better or worse than my benchmark?
Yeah, so this is another really important tool that a client, it should be mandatory that they know this. Like,
right.
How am I doing compared to my appropriate benchmark? So benchmarking is a crucial role that plays into wealth management because it's used to analyze a lot of things. Your asset allocation, your risk, your volatility. Am I taking more risk? Is my portfolio more volatile than the benchmarks? Am I getting a better or worse rate of return? So this is a huge piece of analysis. And if my mother's watching, she's gonna be like, Eric, don't get too technical, right? And I'm like, okay,
Miss
Mom.
Jean.
Yeah, Miss Jean, she's on me. So she was in this industry, and the thing is that, you know, it's evolved, you know, huge.
Yes.
Like financial planning is huge now, right? And so, I mean, the numbers that she sees are staggering compared to the numbers that she saw in the 80s, right? And so the bottom line is that you have a completely different market now. Remember back in the 80s, you could get a CD at like 13, 14, 15%. Well, of course, those days are gone.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden you have very tumultuous markets. So the thing is that you have to have a very thorough analysis of that portfolio. And you want an apples to apples comparison. You want to know, hey, as my advisor, are you any good, right? And so we're teaching and educating people all these ingredients that actually go into a portfolio. And they're like, Eric, I never knew that before. And it's kind of cool to learn standard deviation, Sharpe ratio, alpha, beta. Sound like big words, fancy words? They're not. Because when I break it down, I'm like, hey, you know what? Standard deviation, that's just volatility. Everybody's like, oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Right? Why don't they just say volatility? I don't know. Right? But Sharpe ratio is kind of based on your rate of return. So you want to kind of pay attention to your Sharpe ratio. And alpha and beta we can get into, but the bottom line is that we're going through this portfolio analysis, and when we take a look at their current portfolio, we're then showing them our portfolio. And typically what they're seeing is that they're seeing overall a better rate of return, outpacing the indexes over time. More than likely we have lower standard deviation or lower volatility. And a higher Sharpe ratio or a better rate of return. So it's all of these things that benchmarking are allowing us to do. And they're like, oh, that's really cool. I've never had this before. And I let them take them home with them. I want you to take them home. I want you to mark them up. I want you to go through them. I want you to call me back or email me with questions. And people are like, I can't believe the difference in these portfolios, because so many people out there have very mundane portfolios. 15 and 20-year-old portfolios, they're not up to date, they're not relevant. And so again, all of these tools are really critical, and when that client learns about these, it empowers them too.
Right.
Because it holds us accountable. I'm actually teaching my clients how to hold me accountable, and I actually like that. We're all on the same page.
Right. Well, that education that you're doing for them is key. Well, let's talk a little bit about, here's another question for you. Do I have a risk management formula in place to help protect my assets if the economy or markets crash? And that's a really good question for the things that we're going through right now. Do they? I know your clients do. So tell me about that.
So risk management strategy, and this is what we talk about all the time. And again, I'm very blunt when it comes to this. Again, this is, the wealth management side of my firm, it all falls on my shoulders. We have research, we have trading people, we have everything at my disposal. Your portfolio, the success of your retirement falls on my shoulders alone. It's not on my internal staff, it's not on my external staff, it's me. I'm the one that's finally making those final recommendations. With a risk management strategy, if you're not managing your risk and you're not managing your volatility, you are not having your portfolio managed. It's the rate of return that's the byproduct of those things. And so it's just like a pan of brownies, and everyone knows I like brownies.
You do like
brownies.
So
I do. But if you take really good ingredients, like really good chocolate and really good sugar and everything, and you put it in there with really good ingredients.
Really good.
Really good. You're going to have a really good brownie. So the thing is that we want to have cleaner, non-toxic holdings in that portfolio to create a better rate of return.
Yes.
And people don't understand all the factors that go into that. But managing your risk should be the very first thing. That should be mandatory. Again, not optional.
Well, we touched on this just a little bit ago, the Sharpe ratio.
Yeah.
So what is my risk-adjusted return, which is the Sharpe ratio?
The Sharpe ratio is really important because a lot of times people will see the benchmark and then they're going to see their Sharpe ratio. And we're comparing your portfolio again to the benchmarks. And a lot of times what we see is the benchmarks are actually outperforming you. And so again, you want to take a look at your standard deviation, how much volatility is in that portfolio, and then try to get a better rate of return. So you want a Sharpe ratio that's higher than 1, and the closer to 2, the better.
Okay.
And so that's what we're really striving for. And unfortunately, right now, we're seeing a lot of people that are coming in that have a Sharpe ratio less than 1 or barely over 1. That's unacceptable. And so, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that are struggling right now.
Yes.
And again, the markets have been strong, so they haven't really paid attention. I guess I'm doing okay.
Right.
Now they're second guessing everything.
Well, and it's a good time, if they are second guessing, to call you.
Right.
Get a second opinion, come in and sit down with you, meet with your staff. You can get them on the right track.
Yeah, for sure. If you're one of the next 10 callers, give us a call. We're going to do a personal financial blueprint for you. We're going to run all the reports for you, the fee reports, the Morningstar reports, a tax analysis, maybe even a volatility analysis. Let's run all the reports for you. Let's see where that plan takes you. Let's see where that plan leads you. If you're interested in your very own retirement income plan, we'll show you proven strategies and techniques to turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we want to take all the guesswork out of financial planning. So again, for the next 10 callers, give us a call right now. We're standing by.
And the number's 1-800-779-1942. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more retirement talk with Eric Kearney.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams?
Questions about your retirement are normal. So come into our office, sit down with us, and let us help you find those answers.
Eric and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you.
We specialize in helping people just like you prepare for the retirement that they've always dreamed of.
They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy.
What I enjoy most about retirement planning is sitting down with you and having real conversations about your retirement dreams and goals.
Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement.
Retirement doesn't have to be scary. Let us help you retire confidently.
Because every dream needs a plan. Call Eric today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
We're so glad that you're back with us. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, hanging in there.
We've got a few more questions.
I'm thinking
to get
about brownies.
I know you were talking about those earlier, weren't you? You kind of made me hungry too. Let's get back to let's just take a little minute before we get back into the questions.
Sure.
You've recently redesigned your website, and it is really well done.
Thank you.
Tell our viewers how they can get to your website and what they're going to expect, what they could expect to see once they get there.
You can go to erickearneyadvisor.com, and what we wanted to do was we wanted to make it more of an experience. We wanted to make it very user-friendly so that people could see actual services we offer, why we're different. They can download the portfolio recovery guide, and they can also do the retirement income guide as well.
Oh, that's this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then after they look at those, a lot of people are signing on, booking an appointment. They can do that on the website. And so that's how we're meeting a lot of new people. And right now we're doing a lot of virtual meetings. And so, like I said, we've really been able to help a lot of people. We've been teaching classes for the past 10 years. And with all the schools closed right now, we're kind of putting that off. But there's a lot of people that are like, hey, Eric, I need to get this going. And so, like I said, we've been very prepared for this kind of year.
I liked the bios that you wrote about the staff. There's actually some things on there that'll tickle you a little bit when you read about Eric and Autumn and Joey and Donna.
Yeah, we're not so stuffy people. We're serious about what we do, but you're
very serious.
Stuffy.
But you have a good time, and,
For sure.
and you like you love life.
I really do. I mean, like I said, we want to give the same life that people want. We want to give them that lifestyle, and this is really what it's all about. And that's really what the most exciting thing is about this. So
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
fun.
Well, let's get back to our questions because we have a few to get through. Number 6, am I being adequately rewarded for the risk I take with my investments?
Right. So I want you to really think about this. Am I being adequately given a good rate of return for the risk that I'm taking? And this really comes down to standard deviation, which is that volatility number. And you see where a lot of people's volatility is through the roof.
Yes.
And so they're taking on all this volatility. And then when you take a look at the Sharpe ratio, which is the rate of return, it's not very high. So what we're proving to people through the Morningstar reports is your volatility is through the roof and you're not being rewarded for it. So the overall objective to making any necessary changes is to lower your risk, lower your volatility, and hopefully raise up that Sharpe ratio or raise your rate of return. In English, you're looking to lower risk, lower volatility, and give you a smoother rate of return over time. That's what people want.
Right.
And so when we get through these tumultuous times, you see where people have gone up and then all of a sudden they've tanked really hard. We actually have a very smoother rate of return, right? And so our portfolios haven't suffered that bad this year. And so there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know if I'm ever going to make it out of this. And unfortunately, you get a lot of emails out of desperation. Eric, please help me.
People are scared.
People are scared, but this is what's going to help them is to go through a process, and you have to see what's wrong first.
Right.
You know, it's just like going to the doctor. If you're not feeling well, go there, get an analysis, figure out, do the diagnosis, and then figure that part out.
Yes.
Okay. In investing, people want to jump to the medicine. Just take care of my portfolio. No, we have to do the diagnosis first to get to the prescription, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And that's true. People do. They just want to get right to the end result. They don't want to, a lot of people don't want to take the time to go through the process, but that's key with retirement planning.
Right.
Well, we'll get to question number 7. How much exactly, and we're going to talk about fees. How much exactly am I paying in fees each year, and is it worth it?
Yeah.
Because you want value. I mean, if you're paying some fees, you want to get some value out of it.
Right. I mean, what is the value that I'm getting from this fee, right? And so when we tell everyone, look, you know, we do advisor managed accounts, but everything is included. All your trading fees, your financial plan, your income plan. And people say to me, my financial plan and income plan are included. Yeah, and we update that all throughout the year. That should be part of the process.
Right.
We see people who are paying higher investment management fees and they have no financial plan and no income plan. So they have no direction, and a lot of times they're at these big custodians, and I call them money parking lots. Their investments are just sitting in a parking lot right now, being invested, but they're not being managed. So really, you're still paying them a fee. And a lot of times people see these old variable annuities that have super high fees. We get them on the phone and we call them and they're like, I can't believe I've been paying that for so long. So we have reduced fees by thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of clients every single year, and that adds up.
Yeah, and I know they appreciate that. Well, here's our last question. Am I 100% certain I'm doing the best I can with the resources I have?
Yeah. So can you repeat that question, Wendy? Because this is a powerful one.
Yes. Am I 100% certain I'm doing the best I can with the resources I have?
Right. So this is one of the financial planning questions. It's just, I want to know, do you feel like you're doing everything that you possibly can? And a lot of people say, no, Eric, I need help. And that's where we start putting through the process. So again, it's really about taking those emotions, listening to those, and answering their needs for them. And then we start putting them through that process.
And I have seen clients come into the office, you all go into the conference room, and you really dig deep into things and ask them really important questions, so you make sure that you're helping them with everything that they need.
Yeah, my financial planning team, Donna, she really does a great job with that. She's really going and being thorough with a lot of questions, and I'll tell you, the deeper we get into it, the better off that financial plan comes out, and it's just been really amazing to go through this process with people.
Yeah, you have a great staff at Retirement Wealth. Donna does a great job with the financial part of it, Autumn with the concierge, and then you with the investment and just the all-around taking care of things.
Thank you.
I mean, I've seen the people leave. I've seen some people come in, they seem a little anxious, but then once they sit down with you, it's like you say, you're going to be okay.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, Eric, let's take some time. I know you've redesigned your website, and it's so well done. Let's tell our viewers how they can get to your website.
So you can go to erickearneyadvisor.com. You can download our portfolio recovery guide, or you can also do the retirement income guide, whichever one you're looking for. You can then log back in or stay on there and sign up for a complimentary consultation. We'll either do a portfolio recovery strategy for you, give you a second opinion, or a full-blown financial plan. So we're going to run all the reports for you, the fee reports, the custom reports, the Morningstar reports, a tax analysis, maybe even a volatility analysis. Let's see where that plan takes you. Let's see where that plan leads you. If you're interested in your very own income plan, we'll show you proven strategies and techniques to turbocharge your retirement income. Give us a call today.
And the number again is 1-800-779-1942. You know, you only retire once. Let's get it right the first time. Have a great day and an even better retirement.